Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Last time we finished going through Rilu's laboratory here in the, I guess, what is this place called? Like this particular section? I guess along the Grey Road area. This is the place where we got that drawing from. So we've got that done, and that pretty much means we are mostly finished with all of the areas around here besides the Ivory Sanctum, which we'll be going to maybe not in this episode but shortly. We also have this bones in a pool of mud, but I think that's just reagents, right? Yeah, just consumables, so we don't need to worry about that too much. It doesn't look like we can go across this yet to get there. Am I correct about that? Yeah, it's not looking like it. I guess we can check on our way back, though. But we are going to go ahead and teleport on back to Dresden and enter the Citadel, because we've also got a little phone call from our favorite demon mistress. Or I guess not the mistress herself. I guess our favorite demon mistress's assassin has called us, phoned us up, asking us if we're up. And we are up, so we're going to go see him. And I think we're just about ready to head to the Ivory Sanctum finally. We could do more Midnight Isles, and maybe we will. Maybe we'll do another island or two. We'll see how we're feeling, how long this stuff takes. Just like before, Yaz stands before you cloaked in a fake visage, woven from illusions. Greetings, mortal. I come bearing wonderful news. Did you know some of your mages are studying Abyssal Arcana? I personally heard demons in Illusionera boast they had been summoned by magicians wearing Crusader garbs. Their interest was purely academic at first. They were just trying out spells, but it is easy to acquire a taste for such magic. Actually, I had to come here because a couple of artful spellslingers pulled one of my guild members right into your camp and demanded that he serve them and fight against the World Wound in exchange for his freedom. That's not good, is it? These magicians even sacrificed an imprisoned cultist to do that. Well, looks like you now have yet another weapon at your disposal, and a very potent one at that. My opinion of your chances of victory is rapidly changing in your favor. Well, that's good. Yet another weapon. What is this saying? Unlocks the Abyssal Summon Ritual. Summons a random demon unit to the target army. The unit type is chosen from 2 times mythic rank dretches, shears, or babaus. Energy points income reduces by 20% for 7 days. Huh. Okay. If my mages summon demons, will they really fight for us against their brethren? What power could I draw from demonic magic? Let's see. Will they really fight for us? He shakes his head, chuckling. Is it really so difficult to believe that demons, outstanding models of neighborliness and discipline that they are, would fight against their own kind? I can assure you that many are so stupid and bloodthirsty they won't care who summons them or what they're sent to attack. What power could I draw from demonic magic? Oh, tremendous! Have you noticed that the whimsical weather of the World Wound hinders your soldiers far more than it does demons? If your wizards study the anomalies of the World Wound, they might be able to control them and use them for their own benefit. Besides, the purposes of demonology is to summon demons that destroy your enemy and obey your orders, isn't it? Your mages are quite capable of harnessing this power, and that's but a small glimpse of the vast treasures that demonic magic contains. Allow it, make it available, and let blood flow freely on the altars. Then even the darkest and most dangerous spells will be yours to command. We are enemies of the Abyss. We will use its power against it, but remain cautious so as not to let it enslave us. All generals learn the Flames of the Abyss spell. Deal power times power plus 5d6 fire damage to the target unit every round. Whew. That's pretty big. I'd rather watch demons spilling other demons' guts instead of those of my mortal servants. All generals learn Lesser Abyssal Summon, and Greater Abyssal Summon spells. We will take everything the Abyss gives, every ounce of its might. Flaming Rain deals power times power plus 5 times a d6 fire damage to all units in the army, and deals power times power plus 5 times a d10 fire damage to all enemy units. Oh, wow. So that just wrecks my own people. Still, that could be useful for like the less powerful people. I will ban demon magic. We will only resort to this weapon once we have exhausted all other options. Morale increases. Okay, so I'm between 2 and 4. We'll take everything the Abyss gives us. He applauds, laughing. I'm impressed. Finally, the legions of Baphomet and Daskari face a truly ruthless foe. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed myself so much, I won't deny it. Your camp is a pleasure to visit, but it is time for me to return to the Abyss. I won't be gone long, after all. The Lady in Shadow ordered me to keep an eye on you. Yeah, I need to go have a visit with her, I think. See if she has anything to say about this lexicon. It's been a while since we've been to the Abyss. Let's check it out. We probably should have rested first, huh? Can I rest in here? I'm unsure. We should be okay, though. I mean, we are a guest here, and guests are treated kindly, right? To an extent, I suppose. As long as I have Yaz with me. That was loud. Alright. So we want to go up to the throne room, I think. Let's go in there. Guard, guard. Guard. Is she here? She ain't here. Okay. Where's Yaz at? He was over in this area, wasn't he? Or like, he was like down here. Yaz, there you are. Hey, buddy. Questions? Everything's clear. We're going somewhere. Not ready to go anywhere. Nope. Okay. Nothing else to do here for now, I guess. That's fine, I suppose. Back to my realm. Maybe I should go check at the other places. And that... Oop. Forgot to mute my mic. Damn it. Hey everyone, this is Future Heliax. When I went to mute my mic, I'm not sure what I did, but once again, another Pathfinder.
You seem awfully tense when I'm around. Is that fear?
I'm tense because, like any normal person, I don't like it when someone looks at me like I'm a piece of meat.
Yet another Pathfinder video where I have messed up the audio, so we have to do a bit of post commentary here. And it looks like I just noticed there that we have to mythic rank up everybody else in the party. So it's probably what we're gonna end up doing. But we've got not a whole lot of quests left to do. We've got Know Thy Enemy, which I think is the not the Midnight Isles. That's the Ivory Sanctum, and the Outcast is Kaelessa. I don't really remember exactly what we get up to this episode. I don't remember if we go to the Midnight Isles. I think we're going to the Midnight Isles. So we're going to have some of some Isle play, I guess. But we're going to rank up our mythic people real quick. Going to get our weapon focused mythics. And while we're doing this, I received a comment recently on one of the Kingmaker videos. And it was about one of the videos being... or having a lot of the level up parts of the game in it. You know, something like half the video or something like that was just me leveling up, and it was like an hour-long video. And they were wondering, if I would ever edit stuff like that out. And it's been something I've thought about before. But one, I wasn't sure if people like enjoyed seeing the builds I was making. Now that being said, like there's nothing to stop me from just like doing a quick overview of what we ended up doing, so you guys can skip the little rambles that I sometimes have where I don't know what I want to pick and things like that. So I don't know. I was thinking like I could definitely edit those out more when they get like super long. I could also like plan better in these videos, like have like separate videos for the level up stuff potentially. I don't know how good that would do. I feel like those videos just wouldn't get any views, or I guess that'd be a good way to see, which gets more views, the actual gameplay or the builds. But yeah, here I'm just leveling up and putting in some spell slots here. I'm going with some confusion for our Ninio, the witch, who's Key Knight Adventurer, I think is the name of the this class. Yeah, so I think we go with the confusion, yeah, but we're gonna rank up this Phantasmal Web, I think. Or maybe not, because this is already doing only enemies. I think I was looking at whether or not it was selective, or selective would help. Yeah, we've got... What do I pick here? I might just go all... Yeah, Heroism Greater. And that's 6. So yeah, that covers everybody I'll have in my party. Yeah, I think that's the more useful play there. Oh. Why'd I do that? I think... Does Manorak already have Heroism Greater on him? Or, I don't know. Why'd I only take 5 with me? This would be... this would be the time to really know what's going on in my head, huh? But yeah, just to finish up what I was saying there. If any of you have thoughts on, like, what you would prefer. If you enjoy watching me level up every character, or if you think at times it's a bit disjointing or, not interesting. It could always be something I cut out. It would, like, in the comment I replied, like one of the reasons is it's the time. Like I don't have the time. But honestly, it wouldn't really take me that much time to edit out that. Now the video he's referring to actually, like it's 2 different instances, but still that wouldn't take that much editing. It's just a cut, really. So I could definitely do it if in future games we have these sort of leveling up processes that get quite long. And then I'll just quickly overview what we got each time, or just show you like the last screen where it has like the summary. I think that could be good. Yeah, but this here we're not even leveling up right now, right? We're just picking spells, getting that legendary proportions. One of my favorite spells in the game. I love that spell so much. And we're gonna give her Seela some spells, even though we don't use her too much anymore now that we've got our evil party. Despite how much I love the Sable Knight Marine. Or whatever. Sable Company Marine? Something like that. I do as Woljif. Woljif was pretty fun. But yeah. I'm not too much further in the game anymore. I've kind of let the series catch up with where I was at a bit. Because I prefer that a lot more than having a lot of pre-recorded videos that I can't really react to what you guys are saying. So I'm only maybe like 8 episodes ahead, which since I'm now doing like every other day, just about, that's still like 2 weeks ish, a little under 2 weeks ahead. But yeah, 8 videos ahead isn't too bad, and that's roughly where I'm going to try and stay, just because I'm currently now doing Dragon Age as well, and doing basically like 1.5 series is more manageable than 2 full series. Now, granted, winter break's coming. Winter break and fall break and all the holiday breaks are coming in. So I will have some time to do a little bit of extra. So maybe we'll get to a point where we can... Ooh, Phantasmal Fire. That's such a badass sounding spell. I don't know if I've used it yet since I've made it, but... Oh man, I love that idea. It's such a cool class. I love this class so much. But, yeah. Well, we went through the mythic ranks really quickly. I didn't even, like, catch what I did. Hopefully you guys saw what you wanted to see. Maybe we're not done with it all. Although it'd be kind of weird for us to be doing the spells if we're gonna potentially get, like, abundant casting or something. Heal. Good old heal. Ah, Death Ward. That's a lot of restorations there. Do you have more spells? You do. Good old Arushale. Always have a soft spot for her. And of course I have spells too, which I don't use them as much as I'd like to. I've found that I haven't really needed to use like his full kit very often, just because he's so powerful with just his martial stuff. That once he's got like the rage buff from Darren and then haste, as well as his demonic rage, like I just find, and his study target, he's such a monster. He really is. Especially with the scimitar that crits like it does, and then alongside that we got the outflank and stuff. It's so good. Alright, so I think we're going to be headed down to the, or up to the Midnight Isles. Oh, I guess we're heading north from here. Oh, I guess we got storyteller stuff. The blind... Okay, I think I have to read here. Yeah. It's been 2 years since I started to serve the darkness. She found me in the Ivory Labyrinth, her gaze piercing through all my protective spells as if they had been cast by an untrained apprentice rather than the last Archmage of Kyonin. She is powerful and insidious. She is the perfect assassin. Her name is Nocticula. She invited me to Elushinira, the city of demons in the depths of the abyss, the capital of the Midnight Isles. The Lady in Shadow highly values my ability to remain unnoticed. Kneeling before her throne, I listened to her praise and felt like a child being given a pat on the head for doing some simple chore for the first time. But this is no longer important. Now I serve a demon lord, for this is our agreement. She will help me decrypt the scribbles I copied in the Ivory Labyrinth. In return, I will serve her as her court mage and spy for her for the next 17 years. Now Elushinira is my home, and Nocticula is my Lady in Shadow. Tell me about your life in Elushinira. You trusted a demon lord? Please continue. Of all the places in the abyss, Elushinira is the most civilized. My lady wanted to make her capital the face of the abyss, a place travelers from other planes can visit without too much fear. I don't care. I'm here only to complete my service, get the promised reward, and return to Galarian. However, strange as it may be, Elushinira's demons treat me honorably. They hate me, sometimes growl at me, but they never attack. I prepare many spells and am ready to use them at any moment, but I've had no reason to yet. I have my own tower in the upper city, not far from the lady's palace. I've strengthened it with protective spells and set golems to guard it. I created a portal to Galarian at the top of the tower, one which only I can use. It will be my escape route if I need to flee urgently. I expect an attack every day, but it never happens. This might sound ridiculous and surprising, but I think the demons of Elushinira respect me. You trusted a demon lord? My Lady in Shadow has no reason to hide the truth from me. She does not care about my research. She offered me help out of curiosity. I am something of a bizarre pet to her, both funny and useful. The storyteller shakes his head. She offered me help and I agreed. I must thank my lady for her generosity. 17 years of service for translating 17 phrases from Baphomet's Labyrinth. A bargain. Continue. The storyteller stays silent for a short while as if listening to something. I can't smell anything but sewage. I can hear some demon snores or death rattles. Hidden by a cocoon of spells, I keep invisible watch in a dirty alley in Elushinira's lower city. 2 winged shadows sweep past overhead, and a terrible stone-splitting shriek rolls like a tide through the streets. But it can't hurt me. I know the way of this city and have protected myself from Valexia's wild antics. Sorry if I'm reading a little fast. I
I don't know how quickly I read it. So, I just want to make sure I get through it. Looks like I struggled with that one. My voluntary partner, a young half-elf named Kinney, sighs loudly and says yet again, "They're not coming." I shrug, as I have done every time before. "I'm not keeping you." Kinney frowns and turns away in response. I sneak a look at my friend. His unruly locks fall over his face. Kinney carelessly sweeps them out of his eyes, thinking about something. I find myself enjoying his gentle movements and look away, embarrassed. Have a little more patience, my friend. Soon our goal will be there. Here, I am sure of it. You mentioned Velexia. Tell me about her. The storyteller answers with reluctant admiration. The maddest succubus of all those born in the abyss. Even my lady in shadow can't but smile upon hearing of the latest mayhem she stirred up just for fun. Surrounded by her 3 succubi friends known as the Sinners, she flies naked over the city, crushing buildings with her raging screams, grabbing poor passers-by, taking them up in the air and dashing them down onto the rocks, getting into raging fights with no rhyme or reason. Truly, Velexia is the bane of Illusionera, but also its wild heart. I didn't expect to find out you had a partner. The storyteller's face lights up, and a timid smile appears on his lips. I didn't expect it either. Kinney is from Galarian, just as I am. He's a thief and a former slave. He escaped from the Cyclopes of the dying empire. I met him before I left Galarian for the Abyss, in my old tower. A thief who sought not my life, but shelter, a place to spend the night, and protection from his former masters. My charms worked. Kinney couldn't get past the ground floor of the tower. That's where I found him, sitting on the floor entangled in my trap's living vines. I freed the hapless thief. I wasn't angry at his intrusion. I was even glad to talk with this restless youth of the short-lived folk. I had no idea how much I had missed companionship. After that, Kinney often spent the night in my tower, partaking of my hospitality. Together we lived through the terror of Earthfall, and when the time came, I took him with me to the Abyss. Recently, he has even helped me carry out some of my lady's tasks, those that give him the opportunity to make some money. Does your partner know about your goal to save Galarian? Excuse me. Oh yes, we've discussed my plans many times. Sitting at the top of the tower, nursing goblets of warmed wine, Kinney shares my love for our dear Galarian and supports my desire to save its doomed civilizations. Storyteller smiles warmly at the rush of memories. My friend is not like me at all. He is young, hot-tempered, and mischievous. He prefers to act first and deal with the consequences later. Perhaps this is why we get along so well. Opposites attract. Finally, my patience is rewarded. I see a slouching demon in rags, so pathetic that even the demon guards of Illusionera would not lay a hand on him out of disgust. But my spell-enhanced vision can't be fooled. I see the incubus Ziforian, the ruler of Illusionera, who answers only to the lady in shadow herself. Passing a step away from me, Ziforian stumbles and falls into a puddle of sewage, rousing disdainful chuckles from the few witnesses. But I won't be fooled by his game. Instead, I concentrate, becoming even more focused. My lord, I've discovered this crystal of unknown power on one of the Midnight Isles. Have a look. A hand holding out a heart-sized crystal burning with purple flames emerges from under the rags. The incubus's hand is shaking, the skin on his palm slightly smoldering from touching the crystal. The demon's reflection in the puddle of sewage ripples and changes. I don't hear Ziforian talking to his mysterious lord. The incubus hides the purple crystal under the rags. As you wish, my lord. No, Nocticula knows nothing about these crystals, I am sure. Of course, Lord Sakath Benoth. I wince. I have no desire to stand in the way of a demon lord. Sakath Benoth. The demon lord Sakath Benoth is the patron of sexual and other hedonistic gratification, seeing the world as his plaything, one that serves up the violence and destruction of which he is especially fond. He is Nocticula's brother. I turn around. You see, Kinney? We were able to get evidence of Ziforian's treason. I was right, but my friend is nowhere to be seen. Who is this Sakath Benoth? He cringes. A disgusting demon lord, champion of meanness, debauchery, perversions, and breaker of taboos. He is Nocticula's brother and former lover. Out of jealousy, he tried in vain to kill my lady, but he remained alive after the attempt. He is driven by fear, shame, and hatred toward his powerful sister. I am standing on the top of my tower. There's a goblet of warmed wine in my hand. Nocticula was pleased with my raid. Oh no, she won't kill Zephyrian on the spot. My lady's punishments are much more sophisticated. Banishing, demotion, even transformation into the pathetic creature the incubus was masquerading as. Nocticula has a lot of choices. I don't care. I've done my part. I sip from my goblet and turn to my friend. Without saying a word, Kinney takes out a rag from under his shirt and shows me the purple crystal wrapped in it. I chuckle. That's where my friend went at the end of the raid. Well, we are going to keep the crystal. I will study its properties in detail and find out if it will help us achieve our goal. Nocticula doesn't have to know that I have the crystal now. Let her look to Zephyrian or her demon lord brother for it. I drink from the goblet again and look down. Lucianira lies at the bottom of the tower like a faithful dog at the feet of its master. I earned respect here. Even the lady in shadow heeds my words. I feel a treacherous smile appear on my lip. Of course, when 17 years have passed, I will return to Golarion, but for now, I like my life here. The storyteller is quiet for a long while, thinking about what he saw, then runs his hand over his face, tired. I served a demon lord. What's more, I liked it. I did not expect this from myself. I was completely different. Different thoughts, desires, motives. What made me change so much? I don't know. He shakes his head ruefully. Sorry if you heard my water bottle. It's thirsty work reading the storyteller's stories. I found a page. Another. There's another story. No. His voice becomes a bit younger and more energetic. My feet are covered by a crawling carpet of locusts. A few insects got under my clothes, under my shirt, down my back, and my pants. They are crawling all over me, tickling my skin with their little legs. They will not attack until they recognize me as a stranger. Protective spells are guiding me, allowing me to deceive the pestilent denizens of the rasping rifts. I keep very still. I am but an observer, an uninvited guest who prefers to remain unnoticed. I don't hold my breath when Demon Lord Dascari swings his scythe over Iziagna. I feel nothing when Iziagna deftly avoids the blow and tries to strike Dascari in return. I'm here by the order of Lady Nocticula. I must observe the fight and then return to Lucianira. The affairs of demon lords do not concern me. Why did Nocticula send you to follow Dascari? He shrugs absently. I don't know, and I don't want to know. My service to the Lady in Shadow is almost over. It's the 17th year of my life in the Abyss, and I'm already counting the days to the end of my term. Who is Iziagna? She is a rising demon lord, servant of Lamashtu. She simultaneously inhabits 7 mighty ant-like bodies. Iziagna and Dascari are always snipping at each other, but they dare not enter into open war, fearing Lamashtu's wrath. He chuckles. The current fight is just a small quarrel, 1 in a million. Iziagna came to the Rasping Rifts with only 3 of her 7 bodies. I'm sure it will be easy for Dascari to destroy the intruder. Where is your friend Kinney now? He parts, and it lips part in a smile. Here, with me, of course. The stubborn lad refused to stay in Lucianira and volunteered to accompany me to the Rasping Rifts. He said he wouldn't miss such an exciting adventure for the world. His youthful zeal and desire to live life to the fullest seemed to make me younger too. Rich Carver Dascari's scythe swings up again. With a whistle through the air, it lodges in the ant-like head of one of Iziagna's bodies. Greenish slime splatters, the poisonous drops falling on my face. I keep very still. Ew. With a last convulsive movement. The ant-like body winces, tearing the scythe from Dascari's hands and jumping back only to drop on its side and lie still. This loss will hardly worry Iziagna. To kill her, one must destroy her heart, which is hidden deep under Yanaran, a city in Lamashtu's realm. Disarmed, Dascari turns to Iziagna's second body that is attacking him. I slowly turn to Kinney, who is sitting next to me. My young friend is usually easily impressed by such mighty opponents fighting, but the seat next to me is empty. Kinney is gone. The storyteller shivers and starts speaking faster. Forgetting about the danger, I look around for my friend. The swarm of locusts at my feet buzzes, displeased, but the need for secrecy no longer seems so important. Where's Kinney? After a moment I see him, and a treacherous shiver runs down my spine. My friend is standing over Iziagna's fallen body and reaches for Dascari's scythe, sticking out of it. What's so special about the scythe? Rift Carver has a power over the material of the planes. Dascari made this scythe with his own hands from his mother's skeleton. It can cut rifts in the planes themselves. The Demon Lord used it to make the Rasping Rift, his own abyssal realm in the plane of the abyss. Kenny, stop, don't touch it, I scream, throwing caution to the wind. My friend turns to me, his face baffled. I understand him to an extent. The scythe able to rip passages between planes will certainly help us save Galarian, but trying to steal it is rash and stupid. We have nothing to defend ourselves against the Demon Lord's rage. Stop, my friend, before it's too late. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Dascari lift another Isiagna's body and tear it to pieces with his bare hands, but I don't hear his howl of victory. The Demon Lord throws away the still body of his enemy and turns to us. The swarm of insects is biting my feet. Locusts cover my eyes, hitting me in the face, trying to get inside my mouth, my nose, my ears. Nevertheless, I get to it first. I grab the giant scythe and swing it awkwardly in the air. Rift Carver is so heavy my hands instantly cramp. No idea how I managed to lift it at all. I drop the scythe on the ground, but the damage has already been done. Right in front of me there is a small rift, a wound in space. The smell of Illusionera's sewage comes out of it, a wondrous smell that brings me hope for salvation. I grab Kenny's sleeve and dive into the rift only a moment before Dascari's claws cut the air where we just stood. Storyteller catches his breath and wipes the sweat from his forehead. I angered a Demon Lord and my life was hanging by a thread. I'd never have thought that something like that could have happened in my life. He shakes his head distrustfully. How many dark sides of my past will I have to find? I'm starting to fear what I might see in the next pages of my notebook. It'll be alright, man. You're a good guy now. And he wasn't necessarily a bad guy before. I don't think we have any items. Oh, we're storing an ancient cloak. Give the storyteller the broken gauntlets and necessary materials. Restore the relic for me. Did we do this? We do. We got the stern hand. The metal in the elf's hand takes the shape of armored plates. The demon blood sizzles on them like a red-hot grill, and the essence is absorbed, leaving behind a grayish residue. This relic is called the Stern Hand. That was the name given to it by its owner, a Sarkorian witch hunter. The two gloves represent the bond between two beings. People who wear each such relics do not live for themselves, but die for others. Alright. Have to go? Let's check these out. So these spiked gauntlets grant the wearer's animal companion, as well as Azada's dragon or Lich's skeleton champion, a +6 bonus to strength ability scores. At the beginning of battle, the creature must pass a will save of 17, or start attacking party members. If the initial saving throw is failed, the creature can make new saving throws each round to stop the effect. I don't know how I feel about those gloves, to be honest. Like a +17 will, or a 17 will save is not like a super easy one to make. I can't remember. Did it say that the creature has to make a check, or is it the wearer of the gloves? If it's the wearer of the gloves, you could give it to like a wisdom-based character. I mean, Seela's got +2. That's not great, but what's her will save? +10. Oh, I gave them to her. I didn't even notice. Yeah, +6 on the stern hand there. Oh yeah. If we ever use him again, that griffin's gonna be one powerful griffin. Okay, so we're getting close to about halfway done with this episode. Oh. As soon as you touch the relic, a vision floods into you. You witness the events as if you lived through them. The call of a battle horn cuts through the silence of the night. Stern brother and I leap over the palisade, knock the sleepy sentry to the ground, and race down the street to the chief's house. Our comrades follow us in complete silence. Only the long, wistful howl of the stern brother informs the village that the evil hour has come. We barge into the chief's house, pressing frightened people against the walls with harsh looks. 3 people are crouched in the back of the room. A man and a woman covering a lanky pale lad with their bodies. Stern brother beside me growls, "Dirt. People fear him." A huge, coal-black wolf can terrify with a mere glance. I step forward. "My name is Setri Divimai, and I am a witch hunter. Neither I, this wolf, nor my people will harm any good Sicorians. We have come only for the children or for the evildoers who have broken the law and are harboring filth." Stern brother inches forward, but I place my gauntlet on his scruff. It's too early. This can still be bloodless. He obeys, but he and I are not masters and servants. We are brothers. The man, the chief, shouts fiercely, "We didn't hurt anyone." "What do you consider evil if you call yourselves innocent? You have transgressed against your ancestors and gods. You have bred the filth of arcane power into your blood. You have intermarried your brothers and sisters in order to strengthen it. And what have you born? A freak." The man and the woman look at each other, ashamed. I caught them. A brother and sister whom dark, unnatural forces have given the curse of sorcery. The woman cries out desperately, "Have mercy on him. He is harmless. Look, he's right over there. He's not right in the head. He has the mind of a baby." The pale boy clings to his mother and father. While he is big and strong, his blue eyes are naive and frightened. A child weak in the head, a danger to no one. A clever trick. 7 dead fishermen drowned by the river. Killed and disemboweled by magic. Good people who did no harm to anyone. Were you just curious to see what they were made of? The blue eyes stare at me blankly. Children in the meadow by the bee grove. You just wanted to play with them, perhaps. And you didn't like losing, right? His eyes glaze over, like 2 blue buttons on his white face. And the girl? You liked her, but you didn't like that she resisted. His full lips stretch into a smile. His expression grows serious, cruel, mocking. Yes. He dispenses with his mask. Underneath, he's a clever, cunning, guileful monster who knows no compassion, knows no good. Spoiled with powers that a mortal should not have. Not a man, a witch. The lad puts his hands on his father's and mother's shoulders and takes their vitality, sucking the life out of them like a mosquito. And he stretches his hand forward toward me and sends death in my direction. Stunned and dizzy, I fall to my knees, bleeding from my ears, eyes, and nose. The gauntlets on my hand explodes, cutting my fingers and palms with steel splinters. The brat raises his other hand. This is it, the end. Then black lightning flashes in front of my eyes. Stern brother leaps forward, shielding me with his body. A monstrous blow throws his furry body right into and on top of me. I find myself on the floor, his eyes in front of mine, and I realize that my brother is dead. I howl. Beside myself, I throw back the body of Stern brother, snatch up a dagger with my bloody, mangled hand, and throw it at the witch. The blade pierces his blue eye, but doesn't kill him. The boy whimpers, crawling on the floor, fumbling blindly with his hands, calling for his mother. Too late. You've already killed her. I rush over to him, pull the dagger out of the wound, and swing. You killed the one closest to me, and I'll kill you for that. I pull the swing back and toss the dagger down. No, I won't. The witch is insane with pain he's never felt before. He is helpless and frightened, not a threat. So we'll go to threshold, as the law dictates. I am Setri Divimai, servant of Sicoris. No matter how much it hurts, I won't become like that thing. I won't kill just because I want to. As they tie up the witch and I hug my Stern brother for the last time. This tragedy is why people should not wield arcane magic. It is no gift from spirits, not from ancestors, and not from gods. It is a curse, coming of its own accord, tempered by no watchful eye keeping track of your deeds and no voice warning of what is right and what is wrong. Instead, such magic gives a sense of impunity and pride, fostering contempt for others. It debases people into monsters, for whom all others are ants. My chest feels cold and nasty, plagued by a strange feeling that won't leave me. It is as if an evil even more vile and dark is lurking somewhere outside this damned house. Something I'm going to meet, and that will change everything. The soldier touches my shoulder gently. Sir Devamai, a messenger delivered a message from Threshold. We need to check a suspicious house. It is nearby, standing alone. According to the reports, a single woman lives there. The feeling inside me grows even more rotten, but I nod silently. Duty is duty. Yep, so he's the guy who brings a ruche, or not Rochelet. Oh shit, what's her name? The architect of the world wound. Arilu into custody, I think. That's what it's hinting at, right? Like that abandoned house is what we just went to. That was a cool story, though. I liked it. I like these little stories. I hope you guys do, too. I don't know, I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. I don't know what I was going to say. Kind of lost track of time. Or words. Alright, so we got... Restoring an ancient cloak. Yeah, I think all we've really got to do right now is go to the Ivory Sanctum or the Midnight Isles. I'm going to sell real quick. Show me what you've got. Yeah, and I think we're going to do... I think we do a couple more episodes of the Midnight Isles. I could easily just pull up the next video and see real quick. I think that's what I saw because I did start editing that video a little bit already. Shroud of Eternal Hunger. It's a cool chest piece. I need to clean out my accessories more too. I've got a couple of things in there that I've just sort of held on to for no real reason. It's 87,000 gold coming into my pocket though. Like those headbands, like I don't know why I'm holding on to those. Yeah, I'm gonna give that to you. Alright, we're gonna rest one more time and then we'll head out. So I think we're resting because of the spells, right? Because we equipped new spells, so we needed to rest. Got fish on a stick here. You managed to survive alone on the city streets. That's like how I have lived, in some ways. You need to forge your own path. Is this with Ember? But you're not on your own anymore. You don't have to forge your own path alone. Yep, I'm pretty sure Windowog vomited a bit there. Too much kindness. Move out. Okay, so headed outside the Citadel here. Let's see where we end up going. Camellia. Oh, Camellia. Alright. Oh yeah, we got this Abyssal Summon thing too. I wonder if this is the first time I've seen it. Should probably see... When did I originally record this episode? Got this one. So this was on September 27th. So it's been a while since I did this, yeah. A little over a month. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave the 4th Legion here. And I think they're the ones I'm gonna give... Oh, I didn't do it. I think I eventually give them the Summon Demons. But yeah, we're heading up to the Murky Grotto. And... What else I gotta do? Get that to camp on the ferry. Okay, let's do this. I kind of wish it would start us, like, in the cave, so you didn't have to walk, you know. And it's not like a long walk to get to the cave, but...
Head on.
Into the cave we go. Alright, so we need to fix our buffs here real quick. Because we got, yeah, we're going to remove all the heroisms and use greater heroism instead. Right? Yeah, that's why we didn't have to... Why didn't we add that to everybody? Wait, is it... Did I see greater heroism is a shorter spell? 1 minute per level. I don't think it is. I think that's the same as heroism. Yeah, so it looks like I don't have to give it to my dude. So that's good. And we're putting on short, so I'm not always going to have that. If that's the case, we should put heroism on normal. Do I do that? Well, everything but me. Okay. Yep, that works. Good. I think we're just double checking to make sure we have all the spells we need. We got Death Ward there. How have I not like put Death Ward on that? I don't think I have it. I think this is the last time I checked out the buffs. We definitely need to put Death Ward on. I mean, what am I thinking? Legendary proportions. We're going to put that in short, I imagine. Yeah, another minute per level. Yep, there we go. That's a huge one. Yeah, short is kind of like our boss thing. Really, we should like separate it into non-important shorts and then like the important one being those big one-time use boss buffs that I could use. Like legendary proportions. Okay. See if these guys have anything new to say. I don't think they did. No, they didn't. Alright, we've been buffed. We get the Sovereign Dragon here. Summons a tiny pet Sovereign Dragon. +1 morale on all the intelligence checks. Oh, I'm sorry, knowledge checks. I guess they're not really called knowledge checks because there is, you know, knowledge.
You are my favorite.
Knowledge Arcana and knowledge,
Well,
whatever the other one was.
you require my unbiased
You
opinion.
know what you're doing.
And then world
Good.
and nature. It was religion. There we go. Alright, so we're moving on to the 4th island here. Yeah. And I'm feeling pretty confident. I think we come to this at this stage where we're pretty powerful. I mean, the only real problem we've had in the game so far was the Blackwater clan. Like, I don't think we really ran into problems in the Rilu's laboratory or anything else. Like the Extripator camp was easy, all that stuff. Where we got the ingenious elemental undertow here, which basically adds these pillars of flames, and they do a lot of damage. But it seems like these specific undertows are broke. Like, I got this one, and I think we get one later on, and I didn't see any flaming pillars. They don't do like extra damage. Now I do put this resist fire communal on because I'm smart. But yeah. At the very least, I didn't notice anything the first time we did this.
I lead. You follow.
I crave your commands.
Give me some quivers.
I'll rip you apart!
So good. Yeah, this is kind of a foregone conclusion already. Especially once we get to that stage where he can buff, or like he can do his bardic song and cast haste. Oh, there's one.
I'll cut you wide open.
Critical hit. Oh, sorry if you guys heard that. Discord notification.
You should have listened to reason. I'll remove this obstacle.
Succubus. Dead.
Simply business.
Man. You know, sometimes I'm just baffled by how much better at this game I am than I was when we first played this game.
The spirits demand your blood.
Like, I'd say even since we played the Midnight Isles game. Like that, the standalone version.
I'll prove I'm the best.
It could be we just pick some really powerful builds too. Like we're using a lot of the new archetypes that they've released since the expansion, or the last DLC. And I imagine those are actually probably pretty strong classes.
You're irrelevant.
But yeah, it seems like we're synergizing pretty well with everything too. And I'm doing like, look at that, that's insane. He doesn't hit as hard, but you know, I think he probably hits more accurately.
You are today's sacrifice.
Like we just make a joke out of these people and nothing. Get my loots. I don't know. Can't remember if I did more than one island this episode. We've only got, still got some time. I might edit this one up, just to flex my editing skills a bit.
Only you
I don't know.
deserve my
Not flex
opinion.
them, but train them. Is more what I meant. Okay, so the ghost has more elemental resistances. It looks like, which isn't good.
Out of my sight.
Mind over muscle.
It's your time to cease to exist.
Second ghost coming in.
They'll beg me to stop.
100 damage there.
Hear you cry.
Only 15. And we got a skeletal champion guard. Or a greater.
Go for their
Sorry, a
heads.
greater
I will
champion guard.
see your demise.
Going back up and shoot
I'll
and kill him.
remove this obstacle.
Damn.
You
Alright.
are in my way.
Greyboar finishes him off, but now we might be
No match for me.
603. A critical hit.
Move out.
Okay, I got some loot. Ooh, Quiver of Marksman's Aid. Wonder if I equip that. Do I even know what that is? I don't know what it is now. That's for sure.
I lead. You follow.
Hello, anybody home?
No, what is that?
Okay, we got a trap here.
I am yours to command.
This should go by pretty easily.
You apart.
Yep, already one dead.
You should have listened to reason.
Should have listened to reason. Bang. Honestly, I probably should just sent her to disarm the trap. It definitely looks like he should have been able to charge there, doesn't it? Okay, we got an archer who does some decent damage on me.
Precision and grace.
But we're gonna try and take him out here.
Beg me to stop.
Yep.
Mind
And
over
then
muscle.
mind over muscle.
Back
And then the outflank. The outflank combo. I could have taken that bow and that would have been decent.
I am helpful, am I not?
Although I probably end up taking everything at the end. And that's a dead end there. Let's see what's up here.
Save the last one for me.
A brass golem. These guys can be tough. I think that was a conjurer? Yeah, conjurer. And start hitting that golem up.
No match for me.
Kill the cleric. Good hit, Manorak. Good hit. Ooh. Yep, we got the cultist conjurer there. With that confusion. And we think that probably like stopped him from going.
I'll cut you wide open.
There we go. Ooh. Good thing we had the flame resist on there. Found you. There we go. Got some scrolls. Ooh. Okay, another ash giant here. Yeah, and we still caught him. Got him napping.
You're irrelevant.
Entity is through a door, so that makes it a little bit more difficult to charge him and things. Come on in, Daron. Ninio, where are they? Alright, there's one.
Listen to reason.
Get 16 damage there, and you'll kill him. Hopefully. Okay, we got a trap here, too. Yeah, it's something we kind of always had to make sure.
No match for me.
Why did I do that? Am I stupid? How did I forget that there was a trap there already?
Spirits demand your blood.
That's embarrassing. This is how I always look when you guys are watching me? Yikes.
Let's hear you cry.
And after I just got done complimenting myself on how much better I gotten at the game, I completely ignored the trap right in front of me.
Out of my sight.
I'll remove this obstacle.
I'll rip you apart.
Did I run out of quivers? What's going on? Oh, I think I'm stoned. Stoned?
You are
Stunned?
a sacrifice.
Something like that.
Run them through.
Pain is
Ow.
excruciating.
Will see to your demise.
Mind over muscle.
That guy was no joke.
Beg me to stop.
It's your time to cease to exist.
Go for their heart.
Good job, team. Yeah, it looks like the trap had phantasmal web on it or something. God, that's such a nice mechanic being able to just fully heal like that if you have the scrolls. Thank you so much for recommending that. That was great. That was a great recommendation. Like, with how much money you get in the game, it basically negates the need to have like a dedicated healer. And I think that's something that actually helps me a lot here, is I just have like my one tank, which is Camellia, and then 5 damage dealers, rather than with Barret, sometimes I would take 2 healers, I'm pretty sure, because I was so bad. But I think typically, you know, like because I've had like actual tabletop parties before, where we didn't have a healer, and I was always really nervous about that. And I remember looking at advice for that, and it probably holds true for like the video game versions of these kinds of those kinds of games.
No match for me.
Is that you're better off like just damaging rather than healing in combat, like unless it's, you know, a life and death kind of thing. But I mean, like, they can't hurt you if you kill them in the first round, basically, which is what we tend to do a lot of in this playthrough, just because we're so powerful. Now it's when the rounds last for a while that we get into some trouble. Cacophonous call. And it looks like they both succeeded, which is super annoying.
Wide open.
You're in my way.
Dead. Oh, 160 sneak attack. Greybor being a Titan fighter. That's that selective cone of cold. Doesn't do as much damage as I would like, but it was reduced. Gets us this shadow thing too. Windowbog is confused.
Precision and
The
grace.
spirits demand your blood.
You had your chance.
Good sneak attack damage there on everybody. How do you... Damn, spell resistance.
Die.
Can't believe I missed that. My attack is so good.
Short work of
There we go with the outflank.
I lead. You follow.
Alright, so she's almost done with her confusion. That's good. Got some good stuff here. Captain of the Drowned. This is one of the bosses, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we get some good stuff. Which means I think we're almost done with at least this island. Oh yeah, we got the Guardian's Battle Axe. I used to love that. I'm pretty sure I gushed about it when we're reading it right here too. But if equipped with the Guardian's Shield, bonus is increased by +6, so it's a +6 axe then. And attacks of opportunities with it deal an additional 2d6 slashing damage. And the shield is really good too. Arguably better. But combined, if you have like somebody who's doing like an axe and board build, you're a Viking or something, it would work really well. Do you get the same equipment each run through the integrated Treasures of the Midnight Isles, or is it a randomized thing like it is in the original standalone one? Was it randomized? I can't actually remember. It had to have been. I don't think we have anybody that needs that +4 con belt. Yeah.
Onwards.
Onwards. Okay, I think we're gonna go back and explore a little bit. Yeah, there was an area way back at the front, yeah, that we never went through.
Take a look.
Right down here. And it looks like, I think this loops around to the front room too. I have a little difficulty finding where the trap is here. I think I might have. Yeah, I think I saw it. Yeah, it's a little camouflage there along the rug. That's devious. And that's gonna go into another room. Do I stealth in? That'd be smart. Don't need it though.
I hope you appreciate this.
Ninio's looking a little low. Hope nothing happens to her.
Where do you want me?
So strong. I'm gonna say that every time she kills something. It's just the truth, you know?
You should have listened to reason. You are today's sacrifice.
Okay, we got some sort of shadow demon up there. God, man. It's poetry. That's what that is. He might be the strongest character I've made in any video game. You know?
You're irrelevant.
Not accounting for like lore and stuff, because
I'll rip you apart!
maybe even lore with his all of his mythic powers and stuff. Kind of thinking there's been like a stronger protagonist we've played as.
Let's hear you cry.
I mean, the Watcher was pretty strong by the end,
Simply business.
but I think power worked a little differently in those games than they do in the Pathfinder system.
They'll beg me to stop!
John Manorak, dead. Yeah, he's such a beast. I love it. Take that. Yeah, and this loops back in to the main room or the front room. Oh, one more fight.
Only you deserve my obedience.
The heartbeat quickens.
612. Stupid traps.
Out of my way.
Mind over muscle.
Alright, kill this guy. Oh no, I missed. Critical miss.
I will see to your demise.
Good. Everyone get in there.
It's your time to cease to exist.
Oh, he's almost dead.
Next, drown in blood.
Got him.
Remove this obstacle.
A couple of people failed that, like Greybor failed it. That's annoying.
Move out.
Okay, so this aisle has been completely explored. So now we're gonna go back to the exit, leave, and I think we'll start wrapping up the episode. In the next episode, we're gonna keep going through the Midnight Isles. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm about 99.9% sure we are. Yeah, I don't remember how far we end up getting. I think it's no more than half. Might only do one more island. Like, I think it's more than that though. Sorry if I'm spoiling my own episodes for you guys. Oh well. It's a lot harder to think of things to talk about in post commentary, I found. Just want to say this boat is such a cool boat. I kind of wish there was more that happened with it. Like, I get that we're in like the creepy abyss, but it would have been nice to like have more people get on it. Darren can't move. Had to take his armor off. There we go. Alright, guys. I think we're going to end the episode here. I think we're just heading off to sleep. Back at the, on the shore. But until the next episode, I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you later.